Welcome back to My Home Today Anniversary Special. We at My Home pride ourselves for being the #1 guide to many home and design enthusiasts. And before we end the first leg of our month-long special, let us give you practical tips and design inspirations for your homes. Tonight we will have Frederick Quesada, Principal Designer of Design Hirayama Quesada, to give us design and pointers for the design he did for Alveo Portico's model units here in My Home Design.
To maximize space, I would answer that question in two parts. One would be aesthetically, and you could do that with choices of color. Of course, the lighter colors make the space expand, of course, and strategic placement of mirrors, of course, double the space and all that.
My Home tip #1. Use lighter paint color and place mirrors strategically to make the space appear larger.
We're currently at the twin flats, so this is a very special offering of Alveo. In one unit, there is a 2-bedroom and beside it is a studio. It's the first in the market to have it. Basically, a family can live in the 2-bedroom side and they can rent out the studio later on if it's needed, or if they have a teenager wanting privacy, it's a separate place. So here in the twin flats, we envisioned a teenager or almost teen or a tween who was fascinated with space. We imagine a boy who's around 12 years old, very into NASA, the exploration of Mars, looking beyond the galaxy. It's not a kiddie room, but you know it's very creative, but for a young adult who has this fascination for science and life beyond the stars. The master bedroom, it has a workstation. So there's a desk set up, although it's elegantly displayed, and we used certain choices like a glass top just to make sure that it's functional and we can make the desk big, but it wasn't visually too heavy to mix in the space.
My Home tip #2. Design each space according to how you will use the space.
The Portico overall feel is that of a mix of old and new world. So you'll see a lot of quaintness, you'll see a lot of character. In the 2-bedroom kids room, we had in mind a young girl around 7 to 8 years old with a fascination for the outdoors. So the theme was camping, wherein the girl had an active spirit exploring all the facets of the outdoors, animals, the trees. And we also wanted to show different uses of space in a kid's room.
My Home tip #3. Be creative in using the space for different purposes.
Here we can see an elevated bed, and under it is like a PlayStation. And this is very important in condo living, trying to stretch the space for different purposes. We envisioned the family living in the 2-bedroom to be a little quirky, very well-traveled, but with varying interests. So it's a very eclectic, casual approach. And we saw the family to be very outgoing, very fascinated by the different places in the world and bringing home knickknacks and showcasing it.
My Home tip #4. Avoid cluttering your space by choosing the pieces you need carefully.
It's about decluttering your life and knowing yourself. Because if you're able to focus on what's important to you, you can plan on it. And if it's clear to you what you need, then it will also reflect in the design.
Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I hope you've learned a lot of design tips from our first episode. For more design inspirations, please grab a copy of our first ever coffee table book entitled My Home Inspiring Interiors, out in your favorite bookstores now. And don't forget to grab a copy of this month's issue of My Home magazine, also in your favorite bookstores and newsstands nationwide. My name is Nix Alanyon, Editor-in-Chief of My Home magazine, and this is My Home Today Anniversary Special. See you all next week and have a good night, everyone.